Hey, what's up, y'all? Hope you guys are all having a good day. As most of you, if not all of you, have seen, Bungie has dropped a complete bombshell today in their final shape reveal stream showing the new abilities, and I think the best way I can describe it is batshit crazy. Like, what the hell did we just see today, guys? The game is gonna completely change, and from a PvE perspective, I'm sitting here being like, wow, this is gonna be sweet. I don't play much PvE myself because it's I don't know. It's There's just something about it that just doesn't really attract me anymore. But this actually kind of interests me in looking into all the different builds you can have and min maxing stuff. I think it's really cool. But in this video, there's a million people who can talk to you about PvE. I want to talk about PvP because there's one thing that I haven't seen anyone mention this with the update. And before I start, if you haven't seen, you can now use like all the different class abilities on the same class, and you get this like other super bar. Like it's crazy. If you haven't seen it, go watch the Vidoc, go watch any other video. It's crazy. But the PvP perspective, it's like, didn't we just spend the last 6 to 8 months with checkmate and scaling back special and moving cap points around, nerfing everything in the sandbox? Why did we do all that just to say, you know go crazy with the abilities, right? I'm someone who, this is just my perspective, right? You can feel free to disagree, but I like Destiny the most where the abilities complement the weapons. So the weapons, in terms of aiming and for me, gray launcher and stuff, it's like I want my abilities to complement them, not kill people on their own. Like I don't want to just press a button like Q, throw my grenade and kill everyone. I want to press my Icarus dash, which gives me lets me change my direction and catch someone off guard in a peek, right? I want my abilities to complement the weapons. But with this update, they're pretty much like, we've been nerfing all the weapons and slowly nerfing the abilities, and now we're just buffing the abilities. Are we like, what's the point of the last 8 months? Like, are we just gonna keep nerfing special and let these abilities be like, it's just gonna be ability spam everywhere? Like, is this what people want? Like, let me be very clear. Like, this update actually, like, I'm hyped for. Like, I think this is what Destiny should be. I think the game is not competitive, right? Like, I think the Bungie devs are insanely talented people, but they are not competitive players, right? Like, a lot of them play, respectfully on a controller, right? And on PC, I've got that elitist CS:GO player mentality, right? So this is probably just me being biased, but like, controllers are not competitive, right? Like they're meant to bring casual players in, and I don't have a problem with controllers being viable. It's just one of those things. But Bungie, they're not competitive developers. They give you this super fun factor, uniqueness, and that's what I've always loved about Destiny. I think this update is really going to bring the most out of that. I think it's going to be super fun. It's going to really shake things up. No one is going to know what to expect from this, and I think it's awesome. But why have we not been doing that with the special ammo? Why in 2 years have we gone from 3 special ammo and me running around with 20 shots of malicious birthright in my gun and in quick play and trials and stuff? Why have we gone from that to no special ammo at all? Like, you spawn with 2 and then you got to kill like 7 people to get 2 more special shots, right? Why have we gone so far in one direction on the ammo part and so far in the other direction now with the abilities part? It feels like they, special ammo and abilities should be about the same. Like, they should be, if you have a lot of ability spam, then you should also have a lot of special ammo, because then the game's just going to be ability spam and you're not going to have gunfights. But at the same time, you don't want to have a bunch of ammo, special ammo, and no abilities, because then it's just going to be static and boring. And with this update, it seems like the PvP and PvE teams are just on completely different wavelengths. Like, I haven't seen anyone say this in comments on the YouTube reveal stream comments. Everyone's just hyped, and that's fair, right? I think it's cool that people are getting excited about all these changes. But it, I'm trying to be a straight shooter here, right? When everyone's saying, "Oh, the game's dying," I didn't think it was as bad as people think. And that when people are saying, "Oh, this is amazing," I don't think it's well. I wouldn't say I don't think it's as good as people think, but I think there are concerns that people aren't bringing up. Um, and I haven't even gotten into the armor, the exotic class item shit where I can Icarus dash around all over the place with OEM perk probably, and like just get an overshield every time someone shoots me and I blow them up around a corner. It's like it's just why I know I'm rambling a lot, but the whole point of this video that I want to get across is this: why are we going crazy with the abilities, but we've gone so far, so much safer and more competitive and more, you know, organized with the special ammo system over time? Why are we experimenting with special ammo? Like I talked about in my last video with the Trials Week coming up. Why are we doing that? Trying to fine tune things when we're just cranking the scale up on abilities, It's just, I don't see any common direction. It seems like the teams are all have their different, groups. And I'm a young kid, right? I don't want to speculate on management and workplace interactions because I just graduated college, right? I don't want to act like an expert, but from the outside it's one of those things where there has to be some sort of disconnect. And I'm just concerned because I want this game, I keep getting pulled in different directions. I'm upset, when they get rid of special ammo, and I'm like, okay. And then, it comes out and I'm like, okay, you know what? The game's going in a different direction. People want more primary fights. Okay, let me adapt with, pulse rifle lion, playing smarter, playing more aim based. And I finally kind of got over that hurdle where it's like I'm not really salty about, double GL getting nerfed and stuff like that. And then right when I get over that, they just let you go loose, right? And it's frustrating because I think the weapons are the skill part, mostly, because we're just gonna get Void Titan on fucking steroids with this update probably. But it it's it's just like, am I the only one, guys? Am I the only one who looks at this and just is baffled and just shocked? Like, I wasn't excited like other people were because I was just confused when I saw this. Like, I woke up to people message, and it's like, where is the direction? Where is, like, I'm rambling. I'm rambling, and this is gonna be one take, and this is probably gonna be a shit video because I'm just talking into a microphone. But it's late and I'm tired, and the whole point of this is just to kind of bring up this point, right? Do any of you guys also any of you guys also think of this, right? Like, whenever this came out, you're looking, and you're like, what the hell? Why? Like, this is just the odds of them coming, like, no one would have expected this based on the changes that they've been making on the PvP front. And does this undermine the PvP strike team and the work that they've been doing? Are the is upper management just going to tell them like, hey, we've gone crazy with the abilities, so go crazy with everything else? Like, I don't know. I think that's the most frustrating part of this game is they just, right when you feel like everyone's on board and everyone has an identity and everyone's moving in a certain direction, something flips. Like the I remember the update before Stasis. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really, the team was really working on balancing things. We were getting into a really good balanced state, and then Stasis came out, just broke the game, and they didn't nerf it for 3-4 months, and the game was a mess. And I actually quit. That's the only time I did not play this game, was during Stasis. And they've just done it again, right? Like, they keep changing their minds on what they want, and I'm concerned that the game's just going to be ability spam and we're not going to have weapons. And they went too far with the weapons. I already thought they went too far with the weapons and not far enough with the abilities, in relation to how far they went with the weapons. But with this, like, the only way that this ability system works in PvP, in my opinion, is if they bump the special ammo back up to 3 and just let you go nuts, right? Because that's what it's going to be. And if they don't, and they keep the current cooldowns and stuff, like, what's the point? Like, you give your Guardians all this power and you just lock it behind, 2-3 minute cooldowns and like 7, 8, 9 minute super cooldowns. Like, it's just weird. And I could talk about this all night, but it's late and I want to go to bed. So I'm going to cut it there. But if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for listening to me rant. I'm sorry that this wasn't as coherent as, I mean, to be fair, if you saw the Void Titan video, that was not coherent. But normally I like to kind of plan what I want to talk about a little more. And this one I kind of just want to hop on and, just speak my mind as things came to my head. So please let me know your opinions on this update, and if you agree with me or if you notice that disconnect in direction and leadership. And yeah, I'll be playing double GL Trials this weekend. And I will definitely be, if this update comes out and it's crazy like this, then I'll be right in the middle of it, and I'll be coming out with some crazy content. So I hope you guys all have a good one. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you this weekend for my solo flawless commentary video. Peace.